So, hi. You may have heard of the term letting go. It is something that we hear about a lot in any kind of field of psychology, any area of healing. This idea that we need to let go to move on. It's also a major part of discussions in recovery. In fact, it's one of the fourth step of the 12-step meetings is about this idea of doing I can't remember the term exactly, a vigorous and thorough moral inventory of ourselves, with this idea it's only when we look at things that we can let them go. And once we've let things go, then we're able to proceed forward. Now, yoga has places a particularly strong emphasis on this. And I want to today explain to you a little bit about how yoga sees this and then share a tool with you, like an actual practical way to start developing this ability to let go. Because sometimes it's easier said than done. But we all probably have suffered or know the consequence of when we hang on to something. There's a gripping, there's a heaviness usually when we're hanging on to something, and it can be holding us back, or worse than that, dragging us back into the past. So if you're wanting to release your dependence on alcohol, at some point in your journey, you will need to learn to let things go so you can move on to being new and different. So in yoga, traditional yoga, the body is seen as an energy body. There is obviously a physical body, but perhaps more importantly is the energy body. And the energy systems in yoga are divided into five main energies. So I'm just going to talk about one today. That's the apana energy. Now, this is the energy of elimination. It's the movement of the energy of letting go. It's housed in the lower abdomen, and it is to do with, on a physiological level, it's to do with excretion, urination, birth, and menstruation. So it's got a downward flow to it. So in yoga, it's said that if there's any illness or disturbance in the system, often it has begun by this area, this apana vayu, getting out of balance or out of harmony. And so there's some simple things that you can do, whether you're a yoga practitioner or not, that will help you keep this part of the body well and in balance and basically strong. We want it to be working well because we all know what, build up means. If you think of build up, you can think of it like build up in your sink, or build up in the shower, or build up on your teeth. Like, it's not a good thing. It's like this accumulation of junk or gunk. Like in yoga, it's called mala, and it means it's toxic waste. And basically, if you're carting that around spiritually, physically, mentally, or emotionally, you're not going to be in good health. So, part of a program, if you're moving into recovery, like you're letting go your attachment and use of alcohol, you really need to practice this ongoing way of getting rid of stuff. Because sometimes what drives us to drink in the first place is that we have this build up of emotions, often, or mental patterns that are toxic, and we just want to escape them. So, what this practice in yoga does, it connects the apana region down here in your belly. Even as you're listening to me, you can put your hands on your belly and feel, okay, this, and it kind of makes sense when you recognize what goes on in this part of the body. It's basically releasing stuff. You take stuff in, it gets digested, and I'm talking about all layers of stuff, not just physical, but including physical. after you've digested or processed something, you let go what is no longer useful to you. I remember reading somewhere, I can't credit the person because I can't remember where it was, but they said what we are, who you are as a person right now in this moment, is all the things that you have not eliminated. I find that quite profound. So it's negative and positive. So all the positive things that you are right now, all the habits, thoughts, feelings, that's all the positive things that you've taken in and retained. But it's also all the crap things that you've taken in and haven't been able to let go of. That's who you are. So, sorry, back to the yoga perspective on it. So this part of the body, this vayu, apana vayu, is connected to the exhale. It is the exhale that stimulates, activates apana. So the way that you can get in touch with this part of your body is if you are already someone who practices yoga, you're going to notice this activity in any posture, any asana that is bending forward. It compresses apana. That's kind of why you're doing it. So that seated forward fold, and if you're not a yoga person, just standing up, reaching the sky, bending over and touching your shins or your knees or your ankles, wherever you end up. That's literally folding your body in half. It is compressing apana vayu. But if you don't feel like moving, a really simple way to keep this part of the body healthy and get in touch with it is to develop the practice where you rest your hands on your lower belly and you got to let it get fat. You got to let your belly get round. This going around in the skinny culture of sucking your belly in is really restrictive for apana. You don't want to be doing that. Even though we have all these we're infiltrated with this idea that skinny belly is a desirable thing. It's not for your overall health. You want to let your belly relax. And by having your hands there, it gives your belly something to relax into. And so if you can, what you do when you breathe in, by the end of it, you have got this rounded out belly that is resting in your hand. You're holding your own belly. And then the exhale to stimulate this apana vayu, you exhale by gently engaging your abdominal muscles. You're breathing in and out through your nose if you can. It's much more effective and efficient. And you just gently draw the abdominal muscles back, pull the belly softly towards the spine. And this is a greatly emptying out, detoxifying process. And it's stimulating apana vayu, which you want to be doing that. So anyone can do this. You don't need to be a yoga practitioner. You don't need to be fit even. You can just be you right now in this moment. And if you can develop this as a practice, 12 breaths in the morning, 12 breaths in the evening, you will be keeping your apana region healthy. You will be getting in touch with the process of what does it mean? How do I let things go? So there is some active effort in letting go. It's not just kind of hanging out on the beach and it doesn't kind of just magically drain out of us. Well, some people maybe can access this, but more it's about what can you do to activate this natural system that you have of letting go. So I hope that's helpful. And actually, there's one more thing. If you want to, there's a chant that goes with the apana vayu, and I'll chant it for you. If you're someone who likes chanting, you can add this to your practice, or you can listen to it. So this chant honors, stimulates, harmonizes apana vayu, and it goes like this. Om Apanaya Swaha. So thank you for listening, and I hope that helps you just let go, take out the rubbish, basically.